All right, from the Throne Podcast, episode 10. We back. What's up?
10?
Episode 10.
We've been doing this for a little second now.
I know, we're like
Shit.
legends.
Who would have thought we would have made it this far, right?
Right.
Episode 10. What's good? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's weekend? What's
Better.
up?
It wasn't too good.
Shit, what happened to you?
What happened to you?
My ass was in the ER last night. Like somebody punched me in my eye, man. So if
That's
I'm
what
looking tired,
happened.
excuse
He
me.
had a
y'all.
fight this weekend.
Nah,
You had a ball fight, bro?
Nah, a little allergy situation. You know what I'm saying? So I look a little tired. I woke up, I was scared because my whole eye was just swollen. They saying I'm being a drama queen, but my shit was swollen, the whole right side.
He got a star on his eye, y'all, and
Yo,
he is
man.
really in here tripping out.
Talking about I denied somebody pregnant. Yo, you don't stop.
I put that in the group chat. First thing Frenchie said, what you did to a girl? What you...
Nothing, man. Chilling. But yeah. So that's it. I'm good.
So other than before that,
Before the allergic reaction,
well,
what
it was the
happened?
whole weekend basically,
Yeah,
right?
that wasn't. Yeah, it was the whole week. I woke up Saturday, and that's when it happened. It just felt like somebody punched me in the eye. I was just hurting all around, like my eye socket. And I woke up
You
yesterday.
must have had a shorty in the crib, fell asleep. She went through your phone.
She
Mink.
Nah,
Let me stop.
Wasn't one of those?
ain't no one of those. One of those.
You want to figure it out.
This nigga one of those. Nah, I'm chilling.
So other than that, the weekend was cool.
That's it. Other than that, the weekend was regular. You know me working on the new clothes coming out.
Okay,
Next
new
month,
merch
so
coming
it's gonna
soon.
be out. Yeah, new merch.
Yes, summer colors?
Nice
Summer wave?
bright color. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Sweats, short
Everything. I
sleeve.
got the windbreakers. I got the shorts. I got the tights for the ladies. I got the hats. Got t-shirts.
Everything.
Everything.
Everything
Short
nice.
sets,
Get your
babies,
merchandise.
kids.
Okay.
Yeah, everything.
And where can they find the merch at, bro?
FreedomIsFly.com and also the Instagram page is also Freedom is Fly. So it's one word, FreedomIsFly.com.
Everything's spelled correctly.
Freedom is Fly. Everything's spelled correctly.
And you can follow him at Flyboy Lifestyle
Yeah.
to ask any questions about the merch.
Bet.
You already know.
It's
Follow
the
me.
one day you don't have it on.
Word, this is the first time,
The
the
one
first
day.
show you have on.
I know, right?
He said, I want to do a little something different.
No, he doing bad out here.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
So what's up, sis? How was your weekend?
I had an actual I went to some spot and the security guards, he was so like, I took my little cousin with me and she had my old ID. So I went in for, it was me first, then my best friend went behind us, and then she went in after, but I had my permit, she had the other ID. So he let her in, and then when the bartender comes, like the hostess or whatever comes to us to take our order, he gonna walk to her and say, next time come in with your own ID. And I said, wait, nigga, you let her in, but you trying to cut it off so that she can't get drinks or something. And the lady still looked at him like he was stupid and gave her drinks.
So what, it was like a party?
It's a hookah lounge. It's really nice, but I'm not gonna shout them out because they suck.
Yeah, you get no love. You get no love over here, baby.
Hater.
No
You a
love.
hater. See, you could have got a free shout out today. Look, see, that's why you gotta be nice to people.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
he was such an asshole. But other than that, I was hungover for the rest of the weekend.
So you had a good weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty cool. My baby didn't bother me. Like I love when my toddler, he just sees that I'm not feeling well, and he'll just sit there and like he'll take care of me for the day.
You know when
like,
you got a hangover.
yeah, he knows.
Look at that.
He's like, yeah, my mom is. She's not with the shits today.
But you got
Let
a
me
time
relax.
limit. I know it's like if you're just being like laid up and sick in the bed for too long, he's gonna start bothering you, right?
Of course.
Jump
on your head.
See, I was sick.
Like get to
from-
mommy mode again.
I was sick from Saturday because we went out Saturday. I was sick from Saturday night to Monday, so I was still sick yesterday. But he was with his dad. He spent the night at his dad's house, thankfully. So he came home at like 4:00. He relaxed that whole Sunday, and then Monday, he started getting a little bit more energy. So I had to get the fuck up. So yes, absolutely right. How was your weekend?
My weekend is dope. I had like a special photo shoot. I really can't say what I did. I mean, what company?
Can't speak on it right
can't
now.
speak on it. But
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yes.
It's gonna be on TV, so
Big things.
it was kind of cool. one thing, I like, that's why we have the show, is like we want to have more diversity on these platforms and in these shoots and stuff like that, commercials, because it's like after I was done, I asked the production company, was this like the first time you worked with somebody with disability? He was like, yeah.
Wow.
And that's like, we're in 2021, and like that's a big thing. This company's been around for a while. So, but it was a great shoot. It really went really well. What's up? What's up, bro? What we drinking tonight? What we drinking today? See,
Frenchie favorite, man.
we gonna
to bring the Moscato back.
This is like the third time we've been drinking. We love this
probably like
shit.
the fourth.
I keep some in the fridge. It's just like, why
Ho's
not?
favorite.
Keep it in the fridge, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. After that,
I like it. Cause I don't like drinking wine and stuff. I mean, drinking like certain stuff, but this one I'm sipping it. It tastes smooth,
man. It's just like, why not, man? You can't lose with that, man.
That's like the go-to, like just in case you know what I mean. Anything goes wrong.
Everybody needs to keep this in their fridge.
Yes.
And it's like cold this time. I make sure it was like a little. It was sweating and stuff.
I was not going to the liquor store again. I had to that.
Y'all need to sponsor us. We keep getting
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Now we gonna get those because we gonna get those. It's coming soon. But make sure y'all keep on sending those wine in. You know what I mean? So we can just sip up and try different wine.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Oh, we're gonna have a special guest.
Yes, next
That's
episode.
that's his field.
Stay
Stay tuned, and he's well known, and
for that.
you guys are gonna really be excited for that.
Yeah.
So what we told him to, bro?
Drink wine and live life.
What?
I don't know.
What?
Bro, I'm out of it today, man.
That was the most YOLO. That was the most YOLO
He
shit.
said, "Then they asked me this question. I wasn't ready for this shit."
He said, like he had it written out or something. Oh,
Listen, bro, you had allergies yesterday.
Me in my eye,
So
dog.
let's toast to your eye healing up
I'm
or
alive.
something.
I ain't died, man.
All right, we gonna toast.
we made it here.
We made it here. You know what I
Made
mean?
it, like,
Everything was against us making it here. Jesse had the parking.
Had to find
the
parking.
ride, and he had the eye. But we're here. Disability problems.
But you know what I mean?
Parking,
You guys, man.
parking in a wheelchair. Let them know
Son,
how hard that
first,
shit is.
Yeah, like I bet. So just in general, right? Like you have to make sure you lined up against the sidewalk because once you have to get the chair out, right? And then you got to make sure it's balanced so you don't. You good?
I'm choking.
You drunk? I'm like,
I was trying not to do it while you, okay, go.
nah, get it all out. You
I
know
was
what I mean?
dying.
Nah.
Wait. All right, go.
So like you got to make sure you park perfectly because like you got to get the chair out and mind you like you can't because you don't want to fall, right? So you got to make sure it's lined up perfectly. And so it's like sometimes you can't just park on every spot because it's like it's not leveled. Yeah. That's one thing, just being in the chair, you notice like the different levels on the ground, like if it's not even and stuff like that.
Do you get out in the street or do you get out on the passenger side?
So that's what I'm saying. It depends on like where I'm parking at, right? So yeah, if I'm tired, I don't give a fuck. Like it'd be late night, say back in the day, late night coming home and
especially after
smack.
parking for like an hour.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If I fall, I fall. I'm gonna sue the shit out of this sidewalk place. You know what I mean? So that is something, And I don't have a plaque. I need to have a plaque. You know what I
A
mean?
disabled one?
Yeah, because you could park like in Times Square with that shit and nobody say nothing with you with the plaque.
With the disabled thing?
Yeah, you can park anywhere with that
You
shit.
about the little handicap things you put in the...
Yeah.
You can't park anywhere with that.
Oh, lie. Tell you, that's why they tell you to get it. You can park anywhere. You can block traffic with that shit. They not gonna say nothing to you.
I had them just when I first got injured. My mom got, because I was young. So
No,
she was
it's a
driving me.
plaque, Frenchie. It's not the blue thing.
Not the
blue thing.
Blue, yeah. That's,
I'm talking about the bad boy. I'm talking about you can park
that's what I'm
anywhere.
talking about.
That see what happens is people
you
was
gotta
a
be a big dog to get that.
Nah, you gotta be disabled. Nah. What happened is, so people was abusing it, right? And like, so like people go in there and start acting like my back hurt, and they was getting it, so it's mad hard. Like they mad hard to get it.
The diplomat shit. That's like
Yeah, bro, because that shit is like the golden ticket. You can park anywhere you want with that shit.
That's a fact.
I need to. I think on dial 411 and
It's
stuff
crazy
like that.
how like able-bodied people, like they don't. You know how we see, like you said, the littlest things, like on a block. Like you know how at the end of the block they got that little ramp thing. Like some blocks don't have that in the city. Like
Or you got to go all the way down the block.
that shit is like.
They got I park right here. Why would I want to go all the way down the block, right?
Like, I be stressed when I don't see that little ramp.
Yeah, that shit's annoying.
Yeah.
So, what's good? This is what we've been waiting for. This is the time of the show. Frenchie Facts.
Of course.
What's the French facts of the
I'm
week?
not going to give you my usual feminist behavior.
Oh, I thought he was gonna get
No,
attacked.
we're
Oh,
not.
thank God! Not this is. I mean, all 9 episodes you would
Nobody's-
attack. I'm like, shit. All
Nobody
right.
is getting attacked. Actually, my French fact came from your Instagram yesterday because you said something I feel like that was really important.
Me and Live?
No, you.
Oh, okay.
You said that people expect when people are used to you just being the go-to person, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm the go-to person for most of like my friends and family. Like, I'm very supportive, so
That's me, yeah.
they'll come to me, and then they're not used to when I say no, or you know what I mean, like, or just the response is not what they're. I don't know if that's what you were getting
That's what I'm
at
saying,
yesterday,
yeah.
but it's just like when you tell someone no, it's like you just see the change in
Oh,
them,
cool.
and you're like, wait, but we were just good. But no, I said no, I can't do this, so now it's a problem. And I realized like a lot of people, they expect so much from me, and I learned like over the years not to expect anything from people besides myself, because I can't control what other people are going to do, and having expectations for other people is the biggest way to let yourself down. So I just don't understand why friends and family or even colleagues or whatever have the nerve and audacity to think that we're supposed to go out our way for them. But when it's like on the other foot, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like I'm in a chair and you expect a lot from me. Like, people expect me to come to all their parties, all their functions, just going to their kids' things, doing things for them. And it's like, okay, my birthday is next week, and I have like 3 friends putting this together, and they're doing something really nice for me, you know, and then it's like the other people, they're trying to chip in and stuff and help. But I've had friends that I literally went all the way out for their birthdays, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you go out, and then everybody want to go to expensive dinners these days.
Oh, I don't fuck with dinners.
Everybody want to go to SDK, everybody want to go to Del Frisco's, Maestros, everybody want to go, you know, but everybody, when it's their birthday, the birthday person don't pay and stuff. So, you know, when it's my birthday, I don't like to put too much on people. Like, I like to take care of myself and then everybody come enjoy yourself with me, because, you know, that's just the type of person I am. But I just noticed, just with my birthday coming up, just like a lot of people, they'll put burdens on themselves and then get mad at you when you start thinking like, okay, they're gonna do it, you know, like somebody will say, oh, they're gonna do this, but then they're not doing it now. So now it's like, okay, well, don't tell me last minute, let me know now, you know what I'm saying? And then if I was to do something like that, then I'm the bad guy, and then they're throwing subs on Facebook and social media like, oh my god, I don't have any friends. Like, shut the fuck up.
At a certain age, that gets
Because
old
that
though. Like, I feel like it's like you should know the relationship which you have with your friends. So it's like if something small and like petty like that starts a post, or makes somebody just want to post something like that, it's like, where we at as a friend? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, come on, like, why? That's our relationship, right? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of, you'd
know?
be surprised, and I can't even just say girls, because guys and girls do it. Even people that I don't know, I see them go on social media when they can have the littlest dispute with their friends, but they'll go on and take it to social media, and it's like, okay, well, do they hate this person or do they like them? And it's like, you know, they were just besties the other day, and I know people that go out their way for people, but it's like, it's not healthy to continuously go out your way for somebody, because you got to have your shit together. If you don't have yourself all the way together, and even if you do, it just might not be your day to just, you know, everybody has their days. You're not going to always be the happiest person. Sometimes you just want to be by yourself, be alone, and deal with your own stuff. And the fact that people don't realize, like, we're in chairs, we have disabilities, and those are not even our biggest problems. We still have bills, you know what I mean? We have children.
Yeah.
We have love lives, or some of them are non-existent. We have,
I'm single. I'm not dating no more.
We have problems as well.
Retired.
So it's like, imagine having the chair plus all those problems, and then our chairs are breaking down, and then we got to look for parking, we got to spend money on this and that, and then we get this small ass SSI check because none of us do anything off the books. And
I don't know. I'm clean. I'm clean. I don't know what you talking about.
What's she talking about?
I don't know. What's this talk about?
So it's like, just put that in. I just feel like people have to have empathy, because you never know what the next person is going through. So if somebody can't do something that day, it doesn't mean that they don't want to do it, or sometimes it does mean you don't want to do it. But for the most part, if you're usually the person that people go to and you're there for them and stuff, give them a break. It's okay for your friend not to be available for you. Friends don't have to be available for you every single time you call. Because I have my own shit I'm going through. Some days I'll look at my phone ring and I don't pick it up because I don't have to speak to you. I pay my bills. You understand? Like, only person I have to look out for is my son. And myself. So it's like, the fact that people have such a codependency on their friends these days, that's draining. And I don't deal with it. I don't deal right with it. I cut people off. I cut motherfuckers off so quick.
I mean, it's like sometimes when you have like high expectation for someone, that could lead to disappointment. So it's like you shouldn't, like, well, I noticed, like it says, as I'm getting older, is like I know what friends do what things, and I know I kind of read them. Like I know, all right, this friend, when he's in the mood, I'm just leave him alone. Or when this friend, when she's like, if she needs needy or she needs something, like this is when I gotta reach out to her. So I got to the point where, because like I've been like 10 years plus with my friends, like I really don't have like, I met new set of friends in the chair, but I'm talking about like my friends I kind of know, right? I know what triggers them, right? Like I said, I'm the go-to in a lot of all my friends to be pretty much like, so it's like what that post was basically saying, you hit it right on point. It's like sometimes I had to tell myself like no, like, because what happens when you take on too many things, that could be draining, right?
Overwhelm yourself.
And it's like also it's like but then naturally, like, there's some people that's just naturally givers, and some people just naturally, like, they receive, they take, right? So you never want to get like a correct balance with that in any type of relationship, right?
Yeah.
Even with a girlfriend or boyfriend, it's like somebody's always going to be giving more than the other. I think it's just finding that happy medium, finding that balance in between, and it's really hard. But some people abuse it,
Yeah.
and I understand, right? They
A lot
abuse
of
this shit.
people abuse it.
That's the thing, like you said, knowing who your friends are, knowing what's for what. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, what I've learned has been like really freeing for me is like to not take anything personally. Not take anything personally.
Yeah, that's
you know
a
what I'm
good thing to take.
Yeah, so like if like you said, we all going through
It's
something.
a problem
Even-
within themselves.
Yeah,
not you.
everyone is going through some stuff that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like whenever one of my friends, you know, if they don't come to my birthday party, it's cool. It's like I don't take it personally anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I expect the same. I don't like people put too much expectation on you. That's when I'm just like, all right, now I got to fall back from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like you're not showing any empathy, and you don't care about what I might have going on, or what I may be dealing with. So
Right.
that's just how. Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys both share that, because we all agree. And the point of today's Frenchie's Facts is just, depend on yourself. Don't depend on other people, because then you're just setting yourself up to be let down just in case that person isn't able to do it. And just because somebody isn't able to do something for you doesn't mean that they don't care. Just because somebody isn't able to show up for your event doesn't mean that they don't love you. I'm not going to keep inviting you, though. I promise you I won't. I am that person. You miss my event and I see you.
Patty LaBelle.
It's not even being petty. I'm not going to keep, you know what I mean? I'm not that type of person. If you don't, I'll give you 2 times. You keep not showing.
Now, since we got that out the way and we all agree, and I definitely understand, I think that's something that everybody can take, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have a disability, if you're not, you know what I mean? Because we have all different type of listeners. We have all type of people watching our show, right?
That's why I love our show though, because it's not just for people with disabilities.
Yeah,
it's more life to me. It's
Yeah,
more
relate to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I was big, like, us coming together, because like I said, we're known in both type of communities, right? And not even to sound like ignorant at all, but there's shows that's out there with people with disability that they done it already, right? And no, it's not shaded, but it's like this, they speak to only their quad, like it's only speak to one population, right? And if we really trying to make change, right, we have to speak to a collective group, the able-bodied people, disabled people, so everybody come together. So
that's right.
It's like if you in a gang, right? If you blood, right? You only talking to blood members all the time. It's what is you're not getting nothing coming across, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk to such and such to get. You know what I'm saying? Whoop dee. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's big that we had this platform, and we have so much all different races watch our show, right?
Too.
Yes.
And that's like really amazing.
Maybe it's dope. Our show is like really diverse. It could be for the inner city kid. You know what I'm saying? It could be for a doctor.
The most important part of our show is that we have a voice, and we have to use our voice to speak out for other people in our situations or with disabilities that are going through stuff, because we were able-bodied before. We are no longer that. You guys can stand up for yourselves. We have to stand out for each other on this end. So ever since the last episode, we all seen the video.
Okay.
It was a young lady named Gabrielle. She's a quad. I'm not sure which level, but she was going on a trip with her best friend, who's we had her on the show.
Shout out to Bree.
Shout out to Bree. Yeah.
Very sweet. She's a model, and they were going on a trip, and this happens to a lot of us. It happened to me. The airport, they just take when you have a wheelchair and you're getting on a plane, you cannot take your wheelchair on the plane. It doesn't work that way. They put your wheelchair with the luggage, and of course they're not sitting there tying it down like how a Ride does and stuff like that.
You just throw that shit on there. Yeah.
Throw it on a plane, and then when you get off, you get your chair back however they want to give it to you. And yeah, you can always get a lawsuit and stuff like that, but people don't realize nothing is instant. You understand what I'm saying? So even though I might be getting a lawsuit for my chair getting fixed, it's still broken right now, and these are my legs. So imagine someone telling you, like, okay, yeah, you have to go to court to get your legs fixed that I broke. You know what I mean? And it's like, it can't get fixed right now. I can't.
Wait for the court date.
Yeah, you got to wait for the court. And then everybody knows settlements take time. Sometimes it's like years before you can even get settled. And wheelchairs cost thousands of dollars. They are not cheap. These are not hospital chairs. These are not the ones you could just go to the emergency room and push out with. These are actual $10,000 chairs and up. And plus some of the equipment that we have, some of us have specialized equipment, especially quads and stuff. They have like motorized wheels. You've seen Eli, who was our last guest, he had like motorized wheels and stuff. That stuff costs money. So when an airport doesn't even have the consideration to just even handle your stuff like as if they would handle their own mother's stuff. If their mother was in a wheelchair or whatever the case may be, they would handle it a whole lot different. But they just throwing your shit in the back like it's somebody's fucking bag of chips or something, and then you get it back, and then the bag of chips is bust, and then you're just sitting there like, oh, they're just sitting there like, no, this is how you gave it to us. Take a picture of whenever anybody that has any type of equipment with a disability, take a picture of your stuff before you get on that plane. Make sure that every part, you get every detail, because if any little screw is missing, they're responsible for that. And this young woman had to, like, she cried. She couldn't even really enjoy her trip because her chair was messed up.
Yeah,
so imagine going out of your comfort zone. You're no longer near where you live. You're in a whole nother place. And then they telling you there's nothing they could do about it. They didn't do this to you. And you're crying in the airport because you can't get out of it in the same chair that you came in with.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's crazy. And you can't even fully enjoy your trip because that's how you get around, right? This is, like you said, it's your legs, right? So it's like, you know, I didn't see videos, and like this is a repetitive thing. This has happened often, and it's like they just throw the chair in the back, or sometimes like you come back, it's like screws missing and stuff like that. It's like
cushion popped.
Yeah,
cushion that's another thing.
Oh, man, I remember
My cushion popped in Vegas.
Yeah, mine popped in Miami. No, in Puerto Rico. I was all the way out there with no cushion, like.
And you're not comfortable, right?
Yeah,
so it's
I
not
couldn't even enjoy
my
my trip after that.
You could
Yeah,
get
I was
pressure
just
sores.
my whole mood was just blown. I couldn't even enjoy the trip. Because
Yeah.
Every time I'm sitting, like you said, you get the pressure sores. The whole time I'm on the trip, I'm worried about catching a bed sore the whole time.
You want to enjoy your trip, but you don't want to have to go home to take care of yourself even more.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, what the fuck?
So it's like a complication. Like it's like it's like have that being done to somebody's chair and stuff like that. It can lead to other things, other issues, and other problems. Like I said, like a pressure sore. So it's not just the chair just being broke. Right?
That's how they see it.
Yeah, and that's not cool.
Pressure sores lead to sepsis. You can get kidney failure,
Death.
all different types of things. You can die. So for someone to not even take our lives seriously because they don't understand, because they're not in this situation, we have to speak up for ourselves.
Gotta speak up, right?
Because it's not enough people with disabilities speaking up for themselves. We let people give us shit and call it caviar a lot of the times. Not us, but a lot of people with disabilities. I see a lot of people not having a voice or speaking up for themselves. And it's important to be assertive when you have a disability, because people will walk all over you.
So that's what we wanted to get into. Like on this part of the episode, we want to talk about I feel like the community, we have to be more assertive, right? We have to, in order to make change, people have to hear your voice, right? So anything you guys are going through, or even like a predicament, say it could be like the smallest predicament, I think as a community, right, we have to start speaking up for ourselves, because what happened is you're not speaking up just for you. You're speaking for the next person that's going to go through the similar situation. Right. So you guys have any examples of like when you was like very assertive and like you had to? I know us three, we speak like, you know, we don't play.
We're doing a job right now.
Yeah,
We're being assertive by actually, you know, doing this platform that we created. You know what I'm saying? Like just putting ourselves out there. And you know, bringing awareness to everything, to our disability and stuff like that. So, you know, but I do have an example. I have an example of not being assertive. Yeah, when I think I spoke about it on the first episode. How my friends, when they came to get me, like when I first got in the chair, they came to get me. My boy White and Chubbs, they came to get me to go to the club.
He said your name.
Shout out to White and Chubbs.
They came to get me to go to like the club or something. I was like, nah, I don't want to go. I said I don't feel comfortable. I said I don't.
You was inconfident.
Yeah, I wasn't confident. I said I don't want to get in people's way. That's what I said. And like, what I want to say to you guys is that you belong. Don't ever feel like you don't belong somewhere. You hear what I'm saying? Like, you deserve to be there. You have a right to be in whatever space you're in. You get what I'm saying? So, just put yourselves out there, but you gotta really get out there and that's it. Yeah, you just gotta get out.
I agree. Like, I think that's the feeling, right? I think people with all type of different disabilities, like they feel like they're gonna be in a way, right? And it's they don't want to like, you know, be too naggy or be too accommodating for like whatever need that they need. I mean, like whatever situation they're in, right? And yeah, I agree. That's a big thing. I think I don't know, man. Like for me, like I said, I think because I was who I was before the chair and like very outspoken and stuff like that. Yeah, see, whatever you gonna say. But like when I feel like no matter where I am or something, like I don't feel less than. And Like, I don't care if it's how much alpha males in there, right? Or we in a club and Mad Men and something. I feel like I would be there. I belong there, right? You see what I'm saying? I don't feel less than the next man.
Yeah, me either.
And you know, me being in a wheelchair, I feel like that's even more empowering because it's like, yo, I'm on the same level as you, dude. Like, you see what I'm saying? And if you feel,
not even on the same levels, a lot of the times we be on a higher level.
now we be on a higher level.
A lot of people don't even. We have to use our minds
Right,
more
right.
than other people. A lot of people just get up and go and do. We
Yeah.
think about our next steps
Yeah,
before
that's-
we even make them. You know.
That's a fact. Like, we strategize, right? We think more, and like even I spoke to like the bro about it, like, you know what I mean? Because when I first got injured and stuff, like I said, like, you know, it was 2 people. No, it's like 3 people I first seen on Instagram. And this is like before, like I said, anybody was posting anything with wheelchairs.
Right.
That was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, right? And like me, I was always like to go out and stuff like that and party, go to the clubs, and you know, I saw Live. You know what I mean? He had like I think. He was fly and stuff. He had a cool outfit on, and he was in the club and stuff
Oh,
like
he's
that.
fly.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, I could get in my back because I never, like I said before, I never seen anybody
Young.
in a
And
wheelchair,
nice in a wheelchair.
and that's a problem because it's like it has to be thousands of, I don't know, millions of people with a disability or inside United City. So where is everyone at? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You guys are hiding. Like, so let's go out more. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be the only person in a restaurant and I want to enjoy myself in the summertime. It should be more people within like the disability community just going out and enjoying themselves. And don't let fear hold you back from accomplishing something because that can
yeah.
cripple you with more than
Yeah.
a disability, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So, you know, being assertive is, you have an example?
I feel like with that though, because we spoke about it, because we speak, you know, we're actually friends in real life, so we
Yeah.
speak in real life. These are my brothers, they're not my friends, because we don't like each
Yeah.
other enough. But
Me and sis argue all the time.
so, you know, I feel like you said, like we need to come out more. But a lot of the times, if people don't have the confidence that we have, they'll become spectacles. You know what I mean? Like if people see them, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's the wheelchair, and it's not
Yeah.
kids that's doing this. These are the adults. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? These are fully grown adults. Like people, oh my God, what happened to you? You know what I mean? And some people are not built for that. Like some people don't even want to answer that question.
That shit is crazy. Yeah.
And some people, that it happened to them in a very traumatic way, or maybe it's too soon for them to feel that way. So it's like everybody doesn't want to go out and have to answer questions about their life and how they got that way, and then for people to feel sorry for them. I'm not coming outside for you to feel sorry for me. I'm coming outside to feel good about myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like a bunch of people like just looking at you.
Yeah, people fear that.
And they look at you all
what people
day,
are afraid of.
and you're like,
Yeah, they're afraid of that too. That
and it's
confrontation.
the anxiety of it
Crazy,
all.
yeah.
My literal first time going outside, because we all was in Mount Sinai, right?
Yeah.
So my first time going out, you know, they let you go outside in the hospital.
Yeah, that
So
shit was crazy.
they took us to the movies to see Dolphin Tale. You ever heard about that movie? It is mad funny because it's about a dolphin with no fins.
Wow.
So I felt like it was about me.
This shit
you
is
know?
my life.
So it was my life. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like I'm about to get some mechanic legs. I was ready to cut my shit so take me some fins.
Mermaid? You want
Yeah, I
the
wanted to
mermaid
be
shit?
something other than in this wheelchair. When you first get injured, it's like you think about every way to get out the chair.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I wasn't even depressed and sad. I was plotting on how to get out. I kept telling myself like, oh, these crippled motherfuckers, I'm about to walk. That ass, like everybody was talking to me in a wheelchair group and stuff. I'm like, they just.
You didn't feel a part of it. You
Yeah,
like,
I didn't feel a part of it. I just felt like, you know what, I got to deal with these people till I get out of here.
Yeah.
And it's free Chinese food on Wednesdays. So I was like, you know, it's better than hospital food. So let me just go. But
They
shout
do
out
give
to
Chinese
Angela.
food.
I love you, Angela. I'm sorry.
shout
Sometimes they
out
get
to
pizza, Italian food, them subs, them chicken parmesan subs.
I wasn't trying to accept it at first.
It wasn't even about accepting it. I feel like when you get injured, they try to force you to accept the wheelchair. They don't give you time to just
Yeah.
accept who you are now, because it's like we always
And
say
get
it's
into your new body.
yeah, it's like they just like, oh, here's a wheelchair. Start pushing, start popping
Yeah.
wheelies. And I'm like, and I never thought I'd be able to pop a wheelie. Now I'm elite with wheelies. But just the whole way of when I first went outside, I literally fell out my goddamn chair.
Sheesh.
Like, and I had y'all remember the back brace? Did y'all have the back brace?
Nah, I had that.
I
I
had
know you're talking about,
I had
yeah.
the whole, like,
Yeah.
I had stickers on it. I was a kid.
I had that joint too.
I had a big brolic back brace.
So like a robot.
So my mom was pushing me, but you know the cracks. And this is the hospital wheelchair. This, you know, before you get your nice new wheelchair.
Yeah.
So she's pushing me. And then a crack came out of nowhere. And I had the seatbelt on, so I fell with the chair. This is why I don't ride with seatbelts.
Oh, shit.
I fell with the chair. So now I'm just on the floor. All the people in the city, oh my God, get off the floor. And then my mom is just like freaking out. My mom don't know if she killed me. And I'm like, and I tell my mom all the time, the reason why I can't walk, I was going to walk.
Oh,
But my
shit.
back broke more when I hit the floor. But
Hooked it up more.
I'm sorry, mom. But yeah, that ass. So that was a moment. I was like, I realized at that moment, like, I really didn't give a fuck. Because I'm like, you know what? People are going to help me. Nigga said, get me off this floor. I laid there, too. And I could have picked myself up. But I laid there. I was like, let's see. What the fuck are they going to do now? So I was like, you know what? As long as I'm in this chair, I'm going to make people do what they're supposed to do. That people are supposed to help you. When you're in a chair, they're supposed to. Even if you're not in a chair, if you're blind or something like that, you're deaf, people are supposed to help you. You should help.
Just having just
no,
morals.
You should help disabled people, because at the end of the day, before I ever got injured, I'd get up on the bus for a pregnant woman, an older lady. I didn't suck my teeth when the person in the wheelchair had to get on. I never did that, and maybe that was God preparing me, because it's like
you just have morals and principles. I feel like that's empathy.
A lot of people don't have that. So now, when it comes to assertiveness, my father, he really taught me how to be assertive, because he knew about. He was working at some law firm in Wall Street at the time, so he knew about all the laws and stuff. We went out to eat one time, and we were waiting online. And my dad was like, we're not waiting online. Yo, they had us waiting there for like 20 minutes. The manager, it was so bad, the manager came and ate and sat down and had a meal with us. Like, he paid for the whole meal. We didn't have to pay for shit. My father bombed them so bad, because he didn't even bomb them like disrespectfully, but just the fact, like, this is the law, the ADA. You know what I mean? Like, that's when I learned about the ADA. I had to teach myself and educate myself. Like, we do not have to wait in lines. People in wheelchairs don't
disability.
People with it's I know it's wheelchairs. I don't know if it's disability that gets skipped a line. I know it's wheelchairs.
Not all disability, you think?
I don't know. I can't speak up for that part. I don't want to miseducate somebody and they blind and they go skip the line.
You think there's a problem within that too? Because it should be. You think it should? Like,
I think that everybody with a disability should have the same rights and privileges. But then again, it's people with disabilities that aren't that disabled, you know. So I don't know.
Or some disabilities just aren't that visible.
So it's like it could get people in trouble, I guess, with that, because it's like certain things they ask you for a card for and stuff to prove. But I guess wheelchairs, they could see it. That's why we get to skip the line. And a lot of the times waiting on those lines are not accessible. Like, you ever seen like them lines where you got to roll through this way, that way, this way. So he taught me from that moment not to wait on lines. And then I was so scared. I was like, Daddy, no, don't say anything. Just stop. He was like, what? No. He spoke up, and we all sat, and it was like 7 of us, me and all my cousins and my dad. And the manager really sat down, ate with us, and just talked to us, treated me like I was regular and stuff. And from that moment, I never waited on a line again. And I promised myself I will never wait on a line. I'm not. And then whenever people look at me, because like there's places you go to and they don't know the law. So they'll sit there and look at you like you're lying or something. And I don't care if you think I'm lying. I'm not waiting here. I don't feel
I don't care. Any situation, I go straight to the front. I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Like,
me,
I gotta wait.
This
like,
one, I gotta wait. Right here, you talking about me,
chair, right? I don't,
you gotta go up to them like
right
AD,
to them. Yeah, I don't play.
A.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you have to literally. We can't like I said, we can't stand up, but we can stand up for ourselves.
That's right.
So having the mindset that, you know, you're not going to let somebody walk over you just because you can't walk or you can't talk or you can't see or hear or whatever the case may be is what's going to keep you strong. Because a lot of people, they see that disability and they're going to try to test you. They see disability and they think like everybody with a disability doesn't have a mind, you know what I mean? Or we feel sorry for ourselves. So no, you can't be that person that sits there and feels sorry for yourself, because there's already people out there that feel sorry for you. And I don't need nobody feeling sorry for myself. I'm living my best life. I'm happier than a lot of people, and I'm in a goddamn chair. You know, only thing I wish is that I got Section 8. They denied me. They denied me to speak, and they did. And y'all supposed to hold some seats for the disabled, so I'm a little upset about that one, but it's all right though. It's all right.
Yeah, I like the points you brought out. Like, also, like, it's like I noticed that people would do that. Like, for instance, like they like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you, and you look at them like, I feel sorry for you, right? So what happens is people like to do that with because they're insecure, right? Or they're fucked up. So it makes them feel better. Think because they try to put themselves in your situation.
They're trying to self-project.
And they can't be
relate.
you. You see me can't relate. You see what I'm saying? So that helps them in a way. Like, it's what I'm saying. That's like somebody makes a fake snotty comment about somebody so skinny. Like, oh my gosh, you're so skinny. How do you do it? You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they want to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So they'll do that. People would do that with their own securities and try to make themselves feel better, right?
Oh, for sure.
And like you said earlier, like that's why we have this show, right? There's a stereotype out there. They try to put disability and like helplessness, like you
together. They have to coexist.
And that's not necessarily true, right? You see what I'm saying? It's like people with disabilities are very capable of doing a lot of stuff, right? And like as much as some even more. I know a lot of people in the disabled community that does more than able-bodied people. Like ourselves, like we do a shitload of shit, right? So it's like people making assumptions, the society could make assumptions about certain things that they just don't know, right? And that's why we need to speak up for ourselves. And you know what I mean? I think if the more people come out and, you know, even like I said, do things that they love, right? Because I know people, like, as when I first got injured, I was speaking to this girl and she was like using a walker, and she's like, she's just like very fearful just to go out in the bar. Like, she stays in the house all day.
Because she has a walker?
Yeah, and she's like, I don't want to be judged. And I'm like, that's not the way to live your life, right? Like, man, it's so much life to live. It's like, imagine you get, you know, you have fear just holding you back from just
That's
establishing
one thing I
what you
came
want
not
to
to
do,
cut
right?
you off, bro. It's one thing I came to realize that people gonna talk anyway. They gonna talk
Yeah.
No matter what, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing
If
bad,
you're your
whether you're
own friends
disabled,
and
whether you're
family.
not, yeah, whether you're working, whether you're not, people gonna talk anyway. So why not fucking live your life?
All right.
Why not? Like,
Another offensive thing, like, me being in this chair doesn't stop me from being a mother. Like, I'm an amazing mother. I'm a better mother than
That's
a
a
lot of
fact.
people that's
That's right.
walking. So when you come up to someone with a disability, ask them good questions, not negative ones. Like, you know, well, how does it feel? Like, how are you feeling? You know what I mean? You're a regular person. Even just because somebody loses their eyesight, just because somebody loses their hearing, just because somebody gets sick or they may have a learning disability, they may not be able to process things as fast, just because they're not able to walk, doesn't mean that we can't feel. Just because we're paralyzed or, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean we can't feel. We feel shit a lot more than you guys, you know, and it may not be physical, but it's definitely emotional. And we're very like spiritual people, you know, and we believe in ourselves. We don't need you to believe in us. We don't need your sympathy. We don't need your sorries and stuff like that. And we don't need you to come up to us and say you couldn't do it if you were us. We know that you couldn't do it because you're not as strong as us. And stop telling us we're too cute to be in wheelchairs because you're too ugly to be fucking walking. And that's just that. I'm so over that conversation.
And since said it,
big-ass
you know what I'm
compliment,
saying?
right? Tired of that. I hate that. Every summer I get. Oh,
I get that a lot.
Can you feel your dick? And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
would you
yeah.
walk up to somebody that's walking and say that?
Yeah,
stupid?
like, it's just- they
bitch,
think
do you
it's-
wanna-
That's kind of offensive.
Like,
yeah.
like, that's offensive. You don't say that because then it's gonna make me say like, can you feel your brain? Like, is it in your head?
I play
Is-
jokes with that, though. I be
is it
fucking
the-
around.
It's fun sometimes,
But then-
it's really disrespectful.
Yeah, it is, 'cause you don't want
asking me-
anybody to say
asking
that.
me about my private life, my sex
That's
life,
crazy.
anything is not your business.
even though everybody coming to show you asking about this.
Shut up. That's the show. That's the show. We disabled. We can ask disabled people about disabled shit. We can do it. Just like black people, can
you
say the
have
N word.
sex?
Shut up. Just like black people can
First
say the
thing.
N word. We can say we can say
Bro.
disabled stuff. All right. Y'all don't go do that shit. Y'all don't be like
Y'all
me.
go do it.
Y'all don't
Y'all
follow me. Be
wanna-
yourselves. Shut up.
You gonna get somebody in trouble.
That's the first question.
Leave
Now-
me the fuck alone.
So we always ask our audience and our fam to send in a question so we can, you know, answer, right? So what's good, bro? I want you to answer this question, right? And since you could chime in, it says somebody wrote in and says, if you had a choice to live without a disability or stay the same, which would you choose?
Ooh, that's a hard one, dog. Sheesh.
Hard.
Yeah, that's hard because
Came from the streets.
I'm from the streets.
Know the club. Made $1 million on the corner.
I made $1 million on that corner.
Yo, son, these rappers gonna
man.
sue us. We keep singing that shit.
bro, that's a hard one because man, my disability it
Saved
it was it definitely saved my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause the road I was going, man, who knows? I would probably either be doing 25.
You going to hell? You said
I'd
what?
be locked up for a long time. I was like really doing a lot of crazy stuff, you know. So, but it slowed me down. I feel like that's God. That was just God's way of saying, you know, I got something else for you, and it molded me into something else. You get what I'm saying? Like the chair. So it was the whole process. Like 18 years I've been in this chair now. So it's like it's completely from who I was then to who I am now. Like it totally changed me into someone else. So you know, I don't know who I'd be without it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's crazy. It's beauty in that, right? That's
what I'm
not some
saying.
crazy and
It's
shit. Yeah.
the journey of it all.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. So that's why I don't know. I don't want to take it away. To be honest, it made me a better person. To be honest,
That's big.
it definitely made me a better man. So yeah,
What about you, sis?
If I could still have my son, then if it was like a cure that's found out tomorrow, hell yeah, I'm getting fucked. No more you want to sit in this
Yeah,
damn wheelchair.
we playing kickball.
I'm not about to sit here and act like, you know, the wheelchair is just like, oh, peace and happiness.
Yeah, no.
No, this shit my shit is breaking down, okay? I gotta wait for like specific wheelchair accessible Ubers now because my chair, if it fold up, you break it and stuff. So, and then it comes with a lot of other stuff. If the wheelchair just came with the wheelchair, that's what y'all don't understand. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what I
more
mean?
to it. Yeah,
It
it's
comes with a lot of other health problems, you know, and that is the most stressful part. If it was just me having a roll, I don't really care. You know,
that
it's
bad,
like
yeah.
it is what it is. If I like can't stand up and shit, cool or whatever. I stood up for 15 years. I don't like waiting and standing up anyway. So it's like I'm cool with just sitting. But if I had to, like Live said, I wasn't too deep in the trenches that I couldn't get out without the chair. So no, but if I didn't have my son, then I would be heartbroken and then my life wouldn't. Because the chair helped me and it changed me and it made me a better person. But my son really made me a better person. So if I could still have my son and get out this chair, hell yeah. I'm saying
But I know you always say that you wouldn't have probably the same type of characteristic in your son. Like it's a different bond you guys have because of the chair, right?
See, I've always been a very super sensitive and empathetic person, so I feel like the chair made me wiser, but I feel like I still would have got there without it, you know, but it just probably would have took me a little bit more time. Like where the chair made me wiser faster, you know what I'm saying? Without it, it probably would have took me like a few more years. Probably like just now, I probably would have got wise, you know.
But I'm talking about the relationship with your son is unique. I think it's a special bond that a different mother wouldn't have because of the situation.
He's learning so young to be a protector, I feel like, and he sees people in chairs and he doesn't feel funny, you know. He doesn't treat people differently. Like a lot of kids, they're not used to seeing
they
chairs and stuff, so they sit there and they stare and they touch and, mommy, what's that? You know, my son is not one of those people. My son is like the person that's gonna come. He's gonna get your chair, push you, help you. You know what I mean? And that's the most beautiful part. So no, if I couldn't, yeah, right. But I'm saying now, like with him being the age he is, with this situation, if I could get up right now, if somebody was gonna inject me with a shot, if y'all want to do that to me, help me out.
Pull up.
We are taking it. We like the mindset the chair gave us. Ready to get out. Right?
we will have to show. We will have to show no more though.
That option, yeah, I'll run those.
We still have.
Get my ass up.
Like I said, I told everybody, I said if I ever walk again, I'm running everywhere. Don't even ask me. For
I'm a runner. She's a track star.
But what about you?
Me, I reflected on what Live said. It's crazy though, cause like during
this nigga Jesse hates the chair. He always say,
no. This is my thing. Like, because I'm really honest. Like, I'm about to OD. I'm gonna be really honest. Like I said, fuck it. If this chair, shit, I would love to live without this shit. You see what I'm saying?
I ain't have my kids yet. I'll be alright.
I hate this motherfucker, right? But I do what I gotta do. Like, I live my life. I do good. Don't mean I'm like tight. Like, but I'm just saying, if I could live my life playing kickball and soccer and running into the mall, chasing, you know what I mean? It's lit. It's better, right? Imagine we, like, I always say this to Live. I'm like, yo, look at the shit we accomplished in the chair, right? And like all this shit like we do and like how Vibe is. If God put us on our feet, we could run for president. There's nothing stopping us.
Yeah.
It's nothing, right? Nothing, right? But like even to like piggyback on what you said earlier, what it's crazy because I got shot like at 17 or 18, right? I keep on forgetting.
How old was you, nigga? You don't know?
17,
That's
18.
the most important day of my life. I remember.
Either the one or two. I got PTSD, but I got 17.
We all do.
I'm playing. I'm sorry.
We all do. That shit ain't fuck my head up. I know.
They got 4th of July coming. I'll be fucking like, what is that? Is that a bullet? The 4th of July don't fuck with you.
What day? Yeah, PTSD badly.
But so I would
How
like
old were you?
I think I was 18. 18, yeah. 18.
You got shot in August too?
No, 18. Yeah, no, July.
Damn, the
July.
summer is bad works.
But July 21st, right? So what happened is what I was saying, it was a really crazy time in my life because what happened is, like I said, I feel like, and I remember like the day before that, right? I was like, I think I was really starting to get money and stuff like that, and I was very arrogant to my mother. This replayed on my mind like last week, and to my father, I'm like, because you know when you start getting money and you start feeling shit, and I just finished my freshman year of college. Yeah, and I just finished my freshman year of college, and also when you go away, it's like once you leave your home and you go away from school, you so used to living on your own. Nobody can tell you nothing to go back to your house. Where they had to tell you rules, and like I started getting money. That's the time I was getting crazy money and stuff like that.
You grew up in a Caribbean household, so it's a lot different.
And I remember the conversation right before, and that could have been God. I don't know. Like I believe in God. That could have been God, right? I said something like really like I was ODing. Like I'm like y'all can't tell me shit. Like very arrogant, right? Because like I said, I got a pocket full of money. I just finished my freshman year of school and I'm feeling my shit, right? Later on that week, that's what happened to me. So, man, I just reflected on this like a week ago. I'm like, maybe that's God to say, humble yourself and sit your ass down. Like, you think you know what I'm saying? Those are my parents. They made you. I could take you away just as fast as they made me, right? So that was like an interesting thing that you brought up, because I'm like, maybe I think that has a lot to do with it, because this shit did humble me. You see what I'm saying? Really humbled me. And life will humble anybody, right? It could just shit. And if you don't get humbled by it, you're just going to get lost in this world, right?
I feel like with you, always were so. It's funny that you say, you would take away, because it's like, out of all of us, me and Lav, we always spoke about it previously on the show. Like, we had our angry moments, our problem, but she was just like, no, I was good. I woke up, like, fuck it, whatever.
For me?
Yeah, you was.
I wasn't really.
You was positive. You know what I mean? Like,
but I have a great. But
you have that great like personality and stuff like that. Even from when I met you, and I was in a chair longer than you. So when I met you, it's like, okay, well, he's really cool. You know what I mean? He had an uplifting spirit. And I met Lav when he was probably about like 6 or 7, probably about 8 years.
I thought you said when he was.
Yeah, like 8 years in, because I'm about to be 10 now. So the fact that, I met him at that point, but I met you when you was like newly injured. And it's like you were so, because I used to mentor people at Mount Sinai, and you go talk to them kids. I'm gonna get them niggas. Them niggas shot me. I'm like, damn, I don't want to talk to these kids. You know what I mean? And then to see you and you're so positive about it, so it's crazy to me that you would never think that you would be the one that would say like, I want to get out of it, and then me and Lav is the ones over here well, we can stay in it, because I used to curse people out that used to come to, like people that used to come talk to us at Mount Sinai. I used to curse them out like, no, fuck you don't know me. I'm not staying in this shit. So the fact that you were just like that from the beginning, and you're still like that. You know what I mean? It's very important that even though you wouldn't want to be in a situation, you still cherish the situation, because you still have life in your body. A lot of people, you found that balance, you know what I mean? It's like, and that's the most important part. A lot of people don't accept who they are now. They still live in the past. So then you hurt yourself living in the past. Because it's like, damn, I used to be a basketball star. Damn, I used to be a dancer. Damn, I used to be on cheer.
People live there.
Damn, I used to be in cheerleading.
Gotta let it go.
You have to let that shit go, because you are no longer that person. You can make yourself a better person. You could I knew everybody knew Steph, and Steph was the most beautiful person.
Yeah, rest in peace, Steph. Yeah,
she was so dope, and she still did shit. The shit that she loved to do. She was coaching basketball, doing what she do. Prentice, he still coaches football. You know what I mean? Like, you still can do what you want, but you have to find a different way to do it. And if you don't if you don't let your past go, if you keep beating yourself down, you can't beat yourself down for what happened to you, because God has a plan for us all. And if you don't believe in God, believe in yourself and know that you could get it done.
Believe in something. Yeah.
Believe in something.
Right now, that was a good point. You made a really great point. Let's wrap this shit up. Yep. We always end the show on what is something that we're very thankful for. Some side of type of gratitude, right? Shout I'll lead, right? Something I'm grateful for. Let's see, because we did 10 episodes. There's a lot of things. Oh, you know what? I'm just grateful for the small things of life, right? So just like, sometimes like when you just appreciate the small things, like other things start to become like a bigger blessing, right? And like I said, this just having food to eat, right? Just have a shelter over your head. Like small things is like we just take for granted. There's like kids in Africa that starve. They're looking for their first meal of the day, right? And it's like, we're privileged within that type of perspective, right? So I'm just grateful for like this very small things, and I'm grateful for just who I am. God made me who I am, right? Because it's very unique. Just God just made you Frenchie. God made Lav. Like so, it's so great to be yourself, right? And there's nobody else like y'all, right? So that's what I'm, appreciative and thankful for.
I'm grateful for my friends and everything that they're doing to make my birthday special. It's really nice.
How'd you turn, sis?
I'm turning 25.
25?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it's mad funny because my party invitations is called 5 years till 30. I'm so sorry to the wheelchair community. Oof. My party is in a basement. I really would love to invite you guys.
You don't even support us.
I really would love to invite you guys, but I know a lot of people don't like to get carried. I already offered these two to get carried, but they don't like
I'm not getting carried up.
Them men, so it's a little different. But for the ones that know how to walk a little bit,
you got hop.
Niggas, if you got hop,
hey.
Or if you my weight or lighter, because we can't do no big mamas. If you my weight or lighter, you can get down the stairs. Just DM me, but.
Just DM me. Come down.
So I'm grateful for my friends in that, because they're just, they're planning my party and they're just doing what they got to do, and I love it and not asking me anything. Grateful for my family as usual, because I have a huge support system, and without them, I wouldn't be shit. So thank you.
All right.
What about you, bro?
Me, I'm grateful for humility, man. Yeah,
Humility.
I don't know, like just going through certain situations in life, it humbled me, and it just made me. It opened my mind to a whole nother, like, just gave me a whole nother perspective on just life and everything overall. You know what I'm saying? Like bro said, like, you know, the smaller, the little things too. You know, like the more like I don't look for anything, the more it comes to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just always grateful. Like living in a gratitude mindset. You
Yeah.
know? The more I don't look for anything, like the more blessings just come. Like, you know, because I just wake up happy that I woke up, and then everything else after that is a blessing.
When you almost died, it's beautiful to wake up.
Yeah, like someone just give me a play off, like, yo, I cooked something. You want something? It's like I'm like super great. Like it's the littlest
Can't be
things.
doing
Like
that. You don't know if you're allergic.
yo,
Hey, come on, man. You
what?
can't. You gotta watch what you eat now, bro.
I'm over this, man.
Bro, we have an allergic reaction. That shit crazy.
Me and Jesse was trying to diagnose you yesterday.
Like, what
We didn't know
happened
the
to
fuck
bro?
happened.
Think of everything. Yeah, man. It's cool. I'll be back. I'm cool.
But no, I'm glad that I met you at the point that you're at now, rather than the point that you were at, you know,
Oh,
before
yeah.
when you were heavy in the streets.
Yeah, I was
because
crazy.
You probably was a whole different type of.
Nah, I was a different type of
person.
animal.
So-
Yeah, I was really.
And that's growth,
I feel
right?
like you made the biggest change out of all of us. Me and Jesse,
Yeah.
we were like basically kids. You was in the streets for them years, you know. So it's like you did your thing, you made that transition, and now you're a whole business.
Yeah,
And that's a
yeah,
beautiful
like Jay-Z
thing.
said, I'm not a
And you're a good
businessman.
father.
I'm a businessman.
That's why I say
Thank
you're a
you.
business, not a
Appreciate
businessman. You're
that.
a good father. You have your own business. And when I met you, you was bringing your clothing line up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now look at where it's gotten. Just big yourself up. And Jesse, modeling and
Appreciate
shit, doing what you gotta do. These are big things.
Yeah, we gotta just keep on, progressing and keep on, just keep on. You know what I mean?
Proud of
And,
us.
And the crazy, that's a fact. Proud of all of us, man. Word.
Big up yourself.
also, which is very important, right? So like we're on every single platform, right? All type of podcast platforms. Make sure you guys follow us on From the Throne podcast on Instagram. And like I said, our following been growing really good.
Subscribe.
subscribe,
Please,
subscribe,
because
subscribe.
A lot of
Appreciate
you
you
guys
guys so
are
much.
watching, but not a lot of you are subscribing.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds to hit the little subscribe button, the little ding, ding, the little red sign right there.
Yeah.
Please
Right.
subscribe because that's what's most important. The views are important too. We're happy that you're tuning in, but please hit
Subscribe,
like.
subscribe,
Please
subscribe.
share it if you
share,
can.
share.
But most importantly, subscribe.
And also you can follow, like I said, or follow us on Facebook too. We building our Facebook page, but we've been growing really fast. Like it took off within, you know what I mean? So like I'm proud of us and like how we grown, and like I said, within just this little time. So, keep on sharing it, and we're gonna keep on growing with you guys, and we appreciate you guys, and we're gonna that's it, right? Episode 10.
Season 10. Episode 10.
See you later.
That's
Dang.